Good morning, Hope and Healing Homestead family. Well, today is Sunday. It is actually Super Bowl Sunday. Now, do I really care about the Super Bowl? No. Some years more than others this year? No, not at all. Nobody that I pay any attention to is in it. I will say, if there's ever a self-cleaning toilet involved, that will be a Super Bowl that holds my interest. So, no interest. What my family's going to do to celebrate the Super Bowl is we are going to play our own card games and new games, and that we got for Christmas with the extended family that has not been able to get here over the last couple of weeks because of the lovely snow and ice. It is melted enough now that we've been able to scoop out our parking area enough that my parents and my disabled aunt are able to get here now. So they're going to be able to come, and we are going to play these lovely new games, and I am going to make a video about those games. Very fun games. We've tried out several, and it's not just for when you're on electricity conservation or power outages or any of those things. Just fun games. Good family entertainment is something I think worth investing in. Anyway, we're going to be doing that for the Super Bowl Sunday evening after church. But I wanted to talk to you guys today about something we have not talked about that has to do with healing that a lot of people will go through at some point in time in their lives. And for some people, it happens, unfortunately, for a long period of time, or maybe even for an entire life. And we haven't discussed it here at all. But it will affect people you know. And that is being a shut-in or homebound because of illness. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because our church youth group does a card ministry, and what they do is people will give them names and addresses to people that could use cards, whether it be just a get well card, or the person's birthday's coming up, or if it is a card for thinking of you. And the card ministry kind of caught on, and they started sending them to people that weren't just shut-ins and homebound, but to people that lived out of our immediate area, to people that lived out of state, that just could use some encouragement. And first off, let me say, it was not a gimmick to get people to attend our church. I'll just say that up front. It was not a gimmick to get people to attend the church. It was to uplift people. But we go to a very small rural church, and coming up with ideas for our children to do outreach in a very rural area at times is difficult. When your youth is small and your area of population is also small, that limits some of the things you can do and make it be new. And so this card idea started with a dear sweet sister that did it, well, I'm guessing 75 years ago. And that's my understanding anyway. And or 65, 75 years ago, something of that nature. Now, she is a recipient of the cards. And she recently fell out of her wheelchair and broke 4 places around one of her ankles. And the Lord's healing her. But this wonderful 95-year-old woman is totally getting healed. All the bones are lining up. And at that age, she really does not need to have a surgery, as I'm sure you can understand. But the Lord started a little ministry she did all those years ago and has carried it on to our youth, which includes some of my children. And what they do is they sign cards, and the youth and the pastor and the whole church prays over these cards on Sunday nights, and they mail them out. And they get phone calls and stuff, and text messages and all back about what a blessing these cards are. And that, and I'm telling you, some of these people can't get out of their homes. Some of them are in nursing homes, I think. And I'm going to tell you, as a family that is shut in most of the time, we are totally shut, not our whole family, but my medically fragile children are totally shut in. From a little before Thanksgiving until at least Easter every year. That means they only leave the home for medical emergencies, doctor's appointments, and this year not even therapy, because Eric is too fragile. He can't handle the germs. Now, you can't tell it from screen, but we're under basically COVID protocol. We have to wear a mask anytime anybody leaves the house. If anyone comes to our house, that they have to wear masks, which means basically nobody's coming to our house except for our immediate family that live, we call it in our bubble, that live right here, and they go to church with us, and it's basically my parents and my aunt, and they do all the COVID protocols, because we have to stay safe for him. 6 pneumonias in a year's time is extremely risky. Now, this is not a boo-hoo poor us video. This is what it's like for some of the homebound. And we have it a lot easier than a lot of the people that are shut-ins and homebound. You have people that are shut-ins for all different reasons. I have an aunt that is in her 90s in a nursing home. And she was able to leave the nursing home, I believe, one time this year. One time. She's blind. And it breaks my heart that she doesn't get visitors. It's, there's a few family members that see her. Basically, she doesn't see anybody. And being blind, she, I'm sure, feels extremely trapped. I pray that the Lord sends angelic visitors to her. And I pray He sends them to the nursing homes and to the other shut-ins. Because it's for those that live alone, it's a billion times more difficult. We have each other. We can play games, like I talked about, with each other. But for the shut-ins that are by themselves, folks, they need you. They need visits if they can medically handle it. Ask them, do you need to mask up before you go? Can you just call them? Believe me, it makes a world of difference. During COVID, the world was locked down, but our family had to take it to extreme measures. And our church did something super sweet that I don't know where all in the country did this, and I don't know where they got this idea. But a few people in our church came up with this idea, and they did it for the youth, for the children of the church. And what they did was they called the parents up and said, hide your kids. Don't let them look out the windows between this time and this time. We're bringing the Easter egg hunt to you. I thought, what? But they called, and we did what they asked. And sure enough, they called us when they were done, and they had hid Easter eggs all through our yard for our children, and and they had left out a basket on our front porch with basically a mini true Easter story in it, with items for Easter that had to do with the true Easter story. It was such a blessing that they went to all this trouble and all this thought and planned this all out. And and they did it for all the families of the church. And I'm sure they did it for other people, in the area as well. It really, to this day, has stuck with me that they pulled this off. It was such a blessing. But, going and Christmas caroling at the shut-ins' homes is a wonderful idea. Maybe find out, do they have any allergies to foods? Is there any foods they can't eat? If you can, make them a goodie basket. Some brownies, some kind of muffins or something. Find out what their favorite treat is. Take it to them. Do little things. It don't have to be expensive. Just going and talking to them. That's the main thing. Give them some company. That's what these people really, really want. And it's so sad that they don't have it. Because believe me, there's a whole lot of people that want to be at church on Sundays or Wednesdays or whatever day that you all have your church service. They want to be there, but they can't. Now, when I say I own every VeggieTale movie, every TV show ever made, please take that literal. We provide church at home for our disabled kids on their levels. We also own the Penguins videos. I'm sure if you follow VeggieTales, you know who the Penguins are. We also have the other children's Christian educational videos and stuff that we watch that we do all the time, because I also am a homeschooler, and I make sure my kids get their church time as well. And on Sundays, they don't get anything but Christian television time. Because for our kids, they can't really do a typical Bible lesson, but they got their Christian music, and they got their videos, and they get their time. They do get their lessons. And I am so fortunate that my church does Christian YouTube videos. Now, as I've said, we are very rural. Our church is very rural. And because of that, they can't do like live streams of the services. But a few hours later, the videos go up. And so I watch them, and actually I post them on my Facebook channel. And y'all are more than welcome to view them. I'd be thrilled if you did. But that's how I get my church time in. Plus, there are a couple other people's church videos and Bible studies that I watch on the regular basis. I don't watch other church videos or YouTubes, but I do watch 2 other Bible studies on the regular basis. Other than that, I watch some clips of things. But, you know, that's the other thing. If you know that your church offers live streaming or videos of your services, make sure that your shut-ins have a way to view those things. And that your church is active in your local nursing homes. Our youth does things for our local nursing home on the regular basis. One thing that nursing homes really need is Bibles. They really need Bibles. They need like the extra large print King James Bibles, as well as people to come in and do church services. Some do, some don't for that. But a lot of them do. And they need people to help lead in singing, like, you know, like a choir, like hymns and stuff with the people. They get quite a little crowd down in their little areas, the little gathering areas, to do those things. And that's something that I encourage you to look into doing. So, you know, pray about it, think about it, look into it. I promise you, it'll benefit you too. It really will. But, you know, the people light up. They do. I see it in my own kids. I know how much it's touched me when people have done things for my family. You know, and we aren't shut in year-round most of the time. So I can imagine how devastating it is for those that are shut-ins and have nobody in their home with them. It would be extremely devastating and depressing. It really, truly would be. And people, these are some of the people that the Lord wants us to reach out to, and we can, and it can make a world of good. Anyway, let's go on to today's healing verse of the day. I loose myself from every infirmity, Luke 13:12. All right, friends, we will see you in the next video. Bye now.